Have you ever stood beneath the stars and thought the universe was beautiful, peaceful, almost comforting? What if everything you've been told about space is wrong? What if the glowing planets in astronomy books aren't distant wonders waiting to be explored, but warnings? Think about it. Why is Earth the only world we know that supports life? Why does every other planet seem determined to destroy anything that touches it? Why does Venus melt metal? Why does Jupiter hide an ocean of crushing pressure beneath endless storms? Why does Mars look like the skeleton of a world that died long ago? And why, in a solar system filled with billions of opportunities, does life seem trapped on this one fragile planet? Tonight, we're not taking a tour of the solar system. We're investigating a crime scene. A place where planets froze, burned, suffocated, collapsed, and were transformed into monuments of cosmic violence. By the end of this video, you may never look at the night sky the same way again. Because beyond Earth's thin atmosphere lies a reality that is far more hostile, far more dangerous, and far more terrifying than most people can imagine. When people imagine humanity's future in space, they often picture thriving cities on distant planets and civilization spreading across the solar system. But the reality of our cosmic neighborhood is far less welcoming. Our journey begins on Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun, where survival is impossible. Here, the Sun dominates the sky as a massive sphere of nuclear fire, appearing more than 3 times larger than it does from Earth. Daytime temperatures soar above 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, turning the planet's surface into a scorching wasteland. Yet Mercury's brutality has another side. Because it possesses almost no atmosphere, it cannot hold on to heat. When night arrives, temperatures plunge to nearly -180 degrees Celsius. This small world exists in a constant cycle of fire and ice, trapped between extremes that no life could endure. If Mercury represents suffering, Venus represents something far worse. Often called Earth's twin because of its similar size and composition, Venus is actually one of the most hostile places in the solar system. Beneath its thick clouds lies an atmosphere so dense that the pressure at the surface would crush a human almost instantly. Sulfuric acid fills the skies, and temperatures approach 500 degrees Celsius, hotter than Mercury. Despite being farther from the Sun, Venus became a furnace because its atmosphere trapped heat in a runaway greenhouse effect, transforming what may once have been a potentially habitable world into a planetary hell. Then there is Earth, the fragile exception among these hostile worlds. From space, our atmosphere appears as a paper-thin layer wrapped around a sphere of rock and water. Everything humanity has ever known exists beneath this delicate shield. Every forest, every ocean, every city, and every human life depends entirely on this thin envelope of air. Nearby, the moon silently circles our planet, its surface covered in ancient impact scars. Those craters are reminders of a violent era when giant rocks repeatedly collided with worlds across the solar system. The moon stands as evidence of the chaos Earth survived. Finally, we arrive at Mars, a planet that continues to inspire dreams of future colonization. Yet Mars tells a tragic story. Billions of years ago, rivers carved channels across its surface, and vast bodies of water may have covered entire regions. Then its core cooled, its magnetic field collapsed, and the solar wind slowly stripped away its atmosphere. What remains today is a frozen desert exposed to deadly radiation, battered by massive dust storms, and unable to support life as we know it. Mars is not just a destination, it is a warning of how a world can die when it loses the conditions necessary for survival. Beyond Mars lies the asteroid belt, a vast region filled with fragments left over from the formation of the solar system. These ancient rocks are the remnants of worlds that never fully formed, silent witnesses to a violent beginning billions of years ago. But the true giants of our solar system wait beyond this debris field. The first is Jupiter, a planet so enormous that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. Yet Jupiter is unlike any world humans can truly imagine. There is no solid surface beneath its clouds, only endless layers of gas descending deeper and deeper into darkness. As pressure increases toward the core, hydrogen transforms into liquid metal, creating conditions found nowhere on Earth. Towering above this abyss are storms of unimaginable scale, including the Great Red Spot, a cyclone larger than our entire planet that has raged for centuries. Jupiter feels less like a planet and more like a force of nature, ancient and indifferent to everything around it. Farther from the Sun, Saturn appears calm and beautiful, wrapped in its iconic rings. But those rings are not peaceful structures. They consist of trillions of fragments of ice and rock moving at tremendous speeds, creating a vast orbital storm around the planet. Deep within Saturn's atmosphere, lightning erupts with energies thousands of times greater than storms on Earth. At its north pole spins a mysterious hexagonal storm that has persisted for decades, a phenomenon scientists still struggle to fully explain. Beyond Saturn, sunlight begins to weaken, and the solar system grows colder and stranger. Uranus drifts through the darkness tilted almost completely on its side, likely the result of a catastrophic collision long ago. This unusual orientation creates seasons unlike anything else in the solar system, with some regions remaining in darkness for years at a time. Its atmosphere, composed primarily of hydrogen, helium, and methane, is one of the coldest places in the solar system. Farther still lies Neptune, the last giant planet before the vast emptiness beyond. Despite receiving only a fraction of the sunlight Earth enjoys, Neptune is surprisingly active. Supersonic winds exceeding 2,000 km per hour race across its atmosphere, creating the fastest planetary winds ever observed. Massive storms swirl through its deep blue clouds, carrying frozen methane particles across a world trapped in permanent twilight. Together, these giant planets reveal a terrifying truth: the farther we venture into the solar system, the more extreme and alien the environment becomes. Wilderness reveals an extraordinary truth about our existence. Nearly every world we have encountered is hostile to life. Some burn beneath unbearable heat, others freeze in eternal darkness, while many are crushed by pressure, battered by storms, or stripped bare by radiation. Against this backdrop, Earth appears astonishingly rare. Our planet possesses liquid water, a breathable atmosphere, a protective magnetic field, and a climate capable of sustaining life. Everything humanity has ever achieved exists on this fragile island suspended within a vast and indifferent universe. The solar system is not a collection of welcoming worlds waiting for us to explore, it is a reminder of how extraordinary and fragile our home truly is. In a realm filled with planetary disasters and cosmic extremes, Earth remains the exception, a small oasis of life surrounded by endless darkness. And now, after traveling from the blazing surface of Mercury to the frozen frontier beyond Pluto, one question remains. What makes Earth so different? Everywhere we looked, we found worlds shaped by disaster. Planets burned beneath unbearable heat. Others froze in endless darkness. Some lost their atmospheres, while others were swallowed by storms powerful enough to dwarf entire planets. The solar system is not a peaceful collection of worlds waiting to welcome us. It is a place where survival is rare and destruction is common. Yet somehow, against all odds, Earth still lives. Beneath a thin layer of atmosphere, life has flourished for billions of years. Every ocean, every forest, every city, every human story exists on a fragile world suspended in the middle of a cosmic wilderness. The more we learn about the planets around us, the more extraordinary our own world becomes. Perhaps the greatest mystery of the solar system is not why so many planets became hostile. Perhaps the greatest mystery is why Earth remained habitable at all. So the next time you look up at the night sky, don't just see distant lights. See the stories hidden behind them. See the worlds that burned, froze, collapsed, and changed forever. See the immense forces that shaped our cosmic neighborhood long before humanity existed. Because the universe is beautiful. But it is also unforgiving. And in that vast ocean of darkness, Earth may be far more precious than we realize. If you enjoyed this journey through the terrifying reality of our solar system, Make sure to subscribe and join us for the next exploration into the mysteries of the universe.